Hi folks, so today we're going to talk meditation. I really struggled with meditation and I've got some amazing tips that are going to really help you to master this in the way that you want to. Now before we start, you can see the green screen behind me. If you listen to what I'm saying but you actually look at the screen, what you will start to see either animals, places, words, images, and those are images that are just for you because it is information that's being delivered to you that your brain has not found another way to be able to show it to you. Okay, so if you see anything on the back wall, make a note of it, go and look it up or go and meditate on it. So folks, first of all, mistake number one: stop meditating in a quiet room. Right, it's absolute. It's such a load of rubbish, right? Excuse me a minute, if you are meditating in a quiet room, the room is meditating for you, right? Make no mistake about that. Now, if you go into a quiet room and you begin to meditate and you master that, the room is meditating for you. However, most of us that struggle with meditation will walk into a quiet room and as soon as we sit down, your brain starts chattering because it doesn't like silence, all right? So there's no point going into a quiet room and expecting your brain to not try and fill the void, right? And all you're going to do is create this internal battle, this fucking internal battle that's going to make you feel like you're failing, okay? So what to do instead? Go to a noisy place. Right? I know this is against all the traditional information, all the traditional stuff, and this is because, right, we're looking at spiritual abilities, how we talk about spiritual abilities, how we believe it works, all that kind of stuff, based on labels and ideas that were around like centuries ago. It doesn't even make sense. They didn't know about anything about quantum physics. They didn't know about how the brain worked particularly, and yet we are still teaching these practices based on how people tried to make sense of what they were experiencing with their conscious mind fucking centuries ago, right? So scrap it. Go to a noisy room. You could be in a shopping mall. You could be downstairs with the TV on. The kids could be running around. Right? Sit there, create a pad, an imaginary pad about this wide, all around you. Right? So you're in a bubble, and the only energy that is in that bubble with you is you. Right? So with it, make the bubble a colour, and just sit and make sure you can see the pad. Right? And there is only your energy in it. Sit there, and as you sit there, your brain, your subconscious mind will be listening to all the chatter and all the rage outside, all that kind of stuff, which will keep that busy, right? Take your focus to the emptiness in your mind here, yeah? That will keep your conscious mind busy. That is what you are learning to do. You are not getting information from spirit whilst you are in meditation. Let's make that really clear, okay? All you are doing is learning to hold your mind. That's it. And you do it by keeping the subconscious mind busy and the conscious mind busy. Now, if you sit there and you're staring into the darkness, right, you may want to count. So keep your mind focused on the darkness. You don't want to be seeing anything. You just want darkness. And you count 1, 2, 3. And you see how long you can keep that going. When your attention gets taken to the outside noise, which it inevitably will be, you bring your attention back in and you concentrate on that darkness behind your eyes. And you congratulate yourself, because that's what meditation actually is. It's bringing the attention back into one space, okay? That will help you enormously. But the other thing that I really need to say to you is that if you are using meditation as a form of relaxation, right? You shouldn't be doing that, right? Because if you are meditating like in the morning or in the evening, unless you're a meditation teacher, right? Because what's happening is you're meditating in the morning or meditating in the evening and you're going down into this relaxed space. But because our lives are so busy and chaotic and we're thinking about the kids and what we're going to do for tea and have I washed that gym kit, right? because of all those things, we're then leaving the meditative place and going back up into stress. So your cortisol levels are going up, down, up, down, up, down, right? Which is actually really bad for your well-being, yeah? So the meditation is supposed to be used in the modern day, in my opinion, right, to prime the brain. All it is used to, in my opinion, is to prime the brain. So that your brain, so it gives you some brain control so that you are then ready to move on to the next step, which is a two-way conversation with one point of contact in spirit that you then act on so that you can go and complete your life's purpose. Does that make sense? So meditation was never supposed to be a tool that you take all the way through your life, because if that's the case, you're seesawing unless you're a meditation teacher, right? Or of some kind, that kind of vein, yeah? So it was always supposed to be used so that you have some level of mind control, so you then move on to the next level and you have a two-way conversation with spirit. Now, having said this, right, I struggled with meditation. Oh my God, I struggled with meditation. It bored the arse off me, okay? So what I did, and this might help some of you, right, is I mastered a two-way link to spirit at any point in the day, right? So when I'm out shopping, like when I'm walking around Waitrose, when I'm out clothes shopping, do you know what I mean? While I'm driving to get my daughter, whatever. At any point in the day, I can access I can ask for a person in spirit, and I can access information within seconds, because my brain, by learning this, I did it relentlessly, and there are tools, right, that I've used to give my brain confirmation that information has come from spirit and not from any brain chatter, okay? That's crucial. This isn't just about going out and just channeling some stuff and thinking that it might be right, okay? There is yes and no, so that your brain understands how it feels when you've got information correct and not. So that was what I did. Hang on a sec, sorry. Right, so that was what I did. And I mastered this two-way conversation. It doesn't take long when you build in some other tools, okay? And what that allowed me to do was to be able to access information whenever I wanted, right? Access spirit whenever I wanted. But ironically, it allowed me to meditate, because I've trained my brain to be in a place where I can always access an alpha place within seconds, which means that I generally kind of stay there. Okay, so I now have the ability to meditate, but I don't fucking need it, which is, which brings me to the last point. Do not use meditation to get your information from spirit, right? Don't. And I tell you why. Because it will limit your human potential, because it limits the time that you are linked to spirit properly, so that you understand where your information is coming from. You're not just channeling from thin air, do you know what I mean? And because if you have the ability to be, while you're out and about, because this is the original work fucking smarter, not harder, right? If you've got the ability to channel and you know where this is coming from, so you can go and implement it straight away. If you have that ability, you are channeling all the time, right? Boom, 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 boom. And you will be head and shoulders above your competitors, and it will shine through, okay? Now, because if you are having to sit in meditation to tame your mind to get that information, not only is that going to cap your abilities, because you've got to find time to do the meditation, and then you've got to do the processing and that kind of stuff, rather than just getting it and go, right? You're also capping your well-being, because you're not in that place where you can be relaxed enough, which is the alert waking state, right? You're not in that 24/7, which means you're going up and down. Okay, so folks, I hope this has helped you. If you want to know more, please feel free to message me. These principles that I've put together have helped me immensely, and I hope that they will help you too. Much love. Bye-bye.